Now, we were going to just talk about one of these names, but then late today, as we're recording this, another name got added to the Knives Out sequel cast. So we were originally just going to talk about Big Sexy Dave Bautista, or Bautista if you're weird and pretentious, or just Bautista, as we like to call him. So Big Sexy Dave was added to Knives Out, but also today, another MCU cast member, well, former MCU cast member
Jeez.
was added to the cast of Knives Out with Edward Norton. One of these, I think it's going to be interesting. I know I haven't gauged Josh's reaction yet. I think one of these actors I'm more excited for, and I think one of these actors Josh is more excited for. I think is the case. Edward Norton is fine, but to me, both of these actors exemplified exactly what we talked about in our Knives Out wish list video, which neither of these guys were on our list. I double checked.
Oh wow, okay.
Both of these guys can play both good guy and bad guy. Edward Norton has been a good guy, but he's also played a bad guy. He's played quirky characters like in Wes Anderson movies, but he's also been a bad guy. What's the one where he pretends to have social split personality or whatever? Yeah. There was no Aaron.
Was it Fight Club?
No. Well, that too. But
I thought you were weren't saying it because we can't talk about Fight Club.
No. I'm not that smart, Josh. Way to think on your feet. Good job.
Thanks, man.
But Bautista also has been a bad guy, but also a good guy. I think it's funny that when this news broke, Bautista tweeted something about, you thought you could escape from me, Mr. Bond, because Bautista was in Spectre with Daniel Craig as a Bond henchman and was one of the only good things about Spectre. Hated that movie. I think this is great. I'm obviously more excited for Bautista just because I really like Bautista as an actor because he's shown this willingness to try and learn. Two separate things. He's tried so many different projects. You've got My Spy, which sucked, but you also had Blade Runner 2049 and Spectre and Guardians of the Galaxy. He's really tried a bunch of different things, and to me, he's really, really improved as an actor. He was decent in the first Guardians, but you can tell his maturation and his growth as an actor over these past few years. If you can tell he's really put the time and the effort to improve himself. He's not the man with the golden arms anymore, which wasn't awful, but you could tell it's early in his career. He's shown such a dedication and a willingness to learn and improve, which makes me super excited to see what he does with Rian Johnson. And then there's Edward Norton, who's already like a really big name, high profile actor who, not gonna lie, I didn't see attached to this just because Edward Norton is known to not like any part of the creative process that doesn't immediately involve him. So how long before Edward Norton tries to interfere with the script or change the narrative of the movie?
He probably already has.
Yeah.
It's just Edward Norton's thing. I am very excited for Dave. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, Edward's cool, I guess. I think the thing I want them to do with Norton, and I hope that Norton's okay with, is make him do something that's completely different, something he's never done before, something that would be out of the ordinary for us to see him in, which would be just like something Wes Anderson-ish,
but like he was in Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah, but something that's not so, or like Moonrise Kingdom, which is one of my favorite roles for, because he's like this like weird, quirky like scout master, and anyway, I just give him something unique to do. That's not something that we're used to seeing him in. That's not some like aggressive role that he just takes over the scene. Anyway, but I'm excited to see Dave a lot. I think the running gag right now with Knives Out is they get these really, really buff, super handsome guys and put them in puffy sweaters. And it's just the best. And I'm excited to see what they do with Dave. Because this one's set in Greece, is it not?
Potentially. We don't know that's confirmed, but when Jamie Lee Curtis said something about the Thrombies won't be in it this time around, they won't be able to join Benoit Blanc, which I feel dumb because I listened back to our Knives Out wish list video from a few weeks ago just to make sure we didn't say Bautista or Edward Norton should be in it, which the entire episode I spent calling the character Hercule Poirot, who is Kenneth Branagh in Murder on the Orient Express. Daniel Craig is Benoit Blanc, not Hercule Poirot. One of them is in a good movie. The other one is in Murder on the Orient Express. So that's me correcting my own mistake.
I don't know what's more sad. The fact that you said that you made that mix up, or the fact that I didn't catch it at all.
Okay, that's the problem is it wasn't just once I said this. I said it throughout the entire episode. Guys, I swear, I love Knives Out. I just got it mixed up with Murder on the Orient Express, which I absolutely hated. Like, the movie sucked so much, and I despised it so much. But, any last-minute thoughts before we go into our discussion, Josh?
No, man, I mean, Knives Out 2 is something you and I are really looking forward to, so, I mean... Why not, you know? Like, let's go. I am still really apprehensive about Netflix producing it.
Yeah.
But
I wanted to see this in theaters, gosh dang it.
Hey, with them saying they're going to put Zack Snyder's in there, maybe there's a chance.
I will say, though, that if Netflix is obviously Netflix is doing this because they shelled out the $400 million to get the rights to this, the movie will look good. I've never once complained about... I still think Netflix's 4K streaming option is way too overpriced and ridiculously expensive, but the quality of the 4K stream itself is spectacular. Like, no streaming service, to me, visually looks as good as a Netflix original, either movie or show. Like, their mandate of everything has to be shot in 4K, it holds up. It looks pretty good. So, I'm looking forward to it nonetheless.